we are going to start Module 1 of Chapter 5. In this module, we shall discuss the variation of a functional and related matters. So far, we have obtained Lagrange's equations of motion which have been derived using differential principle like D'Alembert's principle, which cares about those which are happening locally. But now we shall use another approach which is known as variational approach. In such type of approach, we shall use variation of a function and variation of a functional. In this module, we shall discuss the variational principle and its necessity, variation, distinction between function and functional. Variation of a functional will also be defined. Hamilton's principle will also be discussed. Now, variation. The variation of y denoted by delta y is defined by delta y equal to y1 function of x minus y function of x. Please go through figure 5.1. Here two curves have been shown. The lower curve is y equal to y function of x, whereas the upper curve is y function of y1 x. A vertical line parallel to y axis has been drawn, which cuts the curves at the point P xy and the upper curve at the point P1 x y plus delta y. Then delta y, the variation, is the difference between y1 x minus y x. Please note that two curves meet at the point capital A, whose coordinates are small a b, and also at the point capital B, whose coordinates are small c and d. Property of variation. If we consider the derivative of the variation yx, that is delta y dash x, then delta y dash x equal to y1 dash x minus y dash x equal to d dx of y1 minus y, that is delta y dash x equal to d dx of delta y, that is delta of y dash x can be written as dy dx equal to d dx of delta y. This proves that d dx operation and delta variation can be interchanged. Now, we shall discuss function and functional and their difference. A function is an object, obviously an mathematical object, which takes real or complex variable or several variables of such types and returns a real or complex number. On the other hand, functional is an object, obviously mathematical object, which takes entire function and returns a number. So, you can note that function takes a variable and returns to a number, whereas functional takes an entire function but returns a number. Variation of a functional. A real valued function f whose domain is the set of real functions y function of x is known as a functional. One can say that functional of a single independent variable, since x is the only independent variable here. Let small f equal to small f function of x, y, y dash. F belongs to C2, C2 being the set of continuously differentiable functions up to second order. Y dash equals to dy dx, that is derivative of y with respect to x. F is a given function which is real. The variation of f denoted by delta f. So, delta f gives the variation of the function f. From figure 5.1, you can get the variation of f as the difference between the value of f taken at the point P1 and taken at the point P. So, delta f equal to f P1 minus f P equal to f function of x, y plus delta y, y dash plus delta y dash minus f x, y, y dash. Please note that the coordinates of the point P is x, y and the coordinates of the point P1 is x and y plus delta y. If we expand f function of x, y plus delta y, y dash plus delta y dash, then we get f P1 minus f P equal to f function of x, y, y dash plus del f del y into delta y plus del f del y dash into delta y dash plus order of delta y square plus order of delta y dash square minus f function of x, y, y dash. If we consider the variations delta y and delta y dash are very small, then delta y dash its square and square of delta y can be neglected. So, the higher powers of these variation can also be neglected. Neglecting these variations, we finally get f P1 minus f P equal to del f del y into delta y plus del f del y dash into delta y dash. F P denotes the value of the function f taken at the point P, whereas f P1 denotes the value of the function f taken at the point P1. We now consider the integral I function of y equal to integration a to c f function of x, y, y dash into dx, where y equal to yx, y dash equal to dy dx. F belongs to C2, C2 being the set of continuously differentiable functions up to second order. Iy is called the functional. The value of the integral depends on the function yx. So, one can say that functional Iy depends on the function yx. The variation of capital I is denoted by delta I, which is given by delta I equal to integration a to c delta f function of x, y, y dash dx. Hamilton's principle. For prescribed end configurations, the integration t0 to t1 L dt is stationary for motion in actual path compared to the motions in the neighboring paths between the same two configurations. Here L is the Lagrangian of the system. Mathematically, it is written as integration t0 to t1 L dt equal to j, where capital J is the extreme value of the time integral of the Lagrangian of the system and is known as Hamilton's principal function. Note: Hamilton's principle is valid in D'Alembertian system. D'Alembertian system is defined as a system where the virtual work done by the constant forces vanishes. The above equation can be written as delta integration t0 to t1 L dt equal to 0, where L is the Lagrangian of the system, or delta integration t0 to t1 t minus v dt equal to 0, since in a holonomic dynamical system Lagrangian L is replaced by the difference of kinetic energy and potential energy. This can be interpreted as follows: the motion is such that the integral of the difference between the kinetic energy and potential energy is stationary for the optimum path compared to the neighboring paths between the same terminal points. We have obtained the Hamilton's principle, which is basically a variational principle and sometimes known as integral principle. Such type of principle has a great advantage as it is invariant under any specific choice of coordinate system. Applications of Hamilton's principle. Problem 1. Obtain the equation of motion of a simple pendulum of length L. Let L theta be the position of the bob considered at time t. H be the height of the bob from the horizontal plane. Then the potential energy is capital V. Therefore, V equal to m into g into h, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, capital V equal to m g L into 1 minus cos theta. Kinetic energy T equal to half m L theta dot its square equal to half m L square theta dot square. Now, Lagrangian of the system is L equal to difference between kinetic energy and potential energy equal to half m L square theta dot square minus m g L into 1 minus cos theta. Therefore, L is a function of theta and theta dot. If we take the variation of L, we get delta L equal to del capital L del theta into delta theta plus del capital L del theta dot into delta theta dot equal to minus m g L sin theta into delta theta plus m L square theta dot into delta theta dot. By Hamilton's principle of variation, integration T0 to T1 delta L dt equal to 0. If we put the value of delta L, then we get integration T0 to T1 minus m g L sin theta into delta theta plus m L square theta dot into delta theta dot dt equal to 0. Now, integration T0 to T1 m L square theta dot delta theta dot dt equal to m L square integration T0 to T1 theta dot into delta d theta dt equal to m L square integration T0 to T1 theta dot ddt of delta theta dt. Here we have used that the ddt and delta operation are interchangeable. Thus, we have integration T0 to T1 m L square theta dot delta theta dot dt equal to m L square theta dot delta theta taken at T0 to T1 minus integration T0 to T1 theta double dot delta theta dt. We have used integration by parts. On simplification, we get integration T0 to T1 m L square theta dot delta theta dot dt equal to minus m L square integration T0 to T1 theta double dot delta theta dt. Substituting this result in 1, we get integration T0 to T1 minus m g L sin theta minus m L square theta double dot delta theta dt equal to 0. Since the generalized coordinate theta and the generalized velocity theta dot have equal status, and as the above results hold good for all arbitrary variations, so we have m g L sin theta plus m L square theta double dot equal to 0. Therefore, theta double dot equal to minus g divided by L sin theta nearly equal to minus g divided by L into theta. Since theta is very small, so sin theta is nearly equal to theta. This is the equation of motion of a simple pendulum of length L. Sketch of the physical problem can be found in chapter 3 as well as in chapter 4. Now, problem 2. Apply Hamilton's principle of variation to derive the equations of motion of a particle of unit mass moving in a central force field, varying inversely as the square of the distance from the central force. The kinetic energy of the particle is given by capital T equal to half into r dot square plus r square theta dot square. The potential energy capital V is given by minus dV dr equal to capital F equal to minus mu divided by r square, which on integration gives capital V equal to minus mu divided by r plus constant. Here mu is a constant, capital F is the applied force, V is the potential energy. Now, Lagrangian L is given by L equal to difference between kinetic energy and potential energy. So, L equal to half r dot square plus r square theta dot square plus mu divided by r minus constant. Therefore, Lagrangian L is a function of r, r dot and theta dot. If we take the variation of Lagrangian, then we get delta L equal to del L del r into delta r plus del L del r dot delta r dot plus del L del theta dot delta theta dot. Therefore, delta L equal to r theta dot square minus mu divided by r into delta r plus r dot delta r dot plus r square theta dot delta theta dot. By Hamilton's principle of variation, we have integration T0 to T1 delta L dt equal to 0. Now, integration T0 to T1 r dot delta r dot dt equal to integration T0 to T1 r dot delta r dot can be written as dr dt equal to integration T0 to T1 r dot ddt of delta r dt. We have used that ddt and delta operation can be interchangeable. Therefore, integration T0 to T1 r dot delta r dot dt equal to r dot delta r taken at the point T0 and T1 minus integration T0 to T1 r double dot delta r dt. Here we have been used the integrating by parts formula. Therefore, integration T0 to T1 r dot delta r dot dt equal to minus integration T0 to T1 r double dot delta r dt. Since the end configurations are prescribed, so delta r at the point T0 equal to 0 and delta r at the point T1 equals to 0. Again, integration T0 to T1 r square theta dot delta theta dot dt equal to integration T0 to T1 r square theta dot d theta dt delta variation dt equal to T0 T1 integration r square theta dot d dt of delta theta dt equal to r square theta dot delta theta taken at the point T0 and T1 minus integration T0 to T1 d dt r square theta dot into delta theta dt. Since the end configurations are prescribed, so delta theta at T0 vanishes as well as delta theta at T1 vanishes. Using this, we get integration T0 to T1 r square theta dot delta theta dot dt equal to minus integration T0 to T1 d dt of r square theta dot delta theta dt. Substituting these, we get integration T0 to T1 r theta dot square minus mu divided by r square into delta r minus r double dot delta r minus d dt of r square theta dot delta theta dt equal to 0, or integration T0 to T1 r theta dot square minus mu divided by r square minus r double dot into delta r minus d dt of r square theta dot to delta theta dt equal to 0. This result holds good for all arbitrary variations delta r and delta theta. Thus, we have r theta dot square minus mu divided by r square minus r double dot equal to 0, and ddt of r square theta dot equal to 0, which gives r square theta dot equal to constant. These are the equations of motion of a particle of unit mass moving in a central force field varying inversely as the square of the distance from the center. In our previous chapters, we have obtained Lagrange's equations of motion. In obtaining such equations, we adopted the help of D'Alembert's principle, which is basically a differential principle. In this module, we have used a different approach, which is known as variational principle. In using variational principle, we have to know variation of a function and functional. We have discussed these in these modules. Using such variation, we have obtained Hamilton's principle.